Imagine waking up each morning with boundless energy and a smile on your face. What if staying active could be enjoyable and something that you look forward to? Hi, my name is Vanessa Wilhelmsen. This channel is dedicated to all topics relating to women, relationships, and lifestyle. Welcome to Feminine Spaces, where today we're exploring fitness fun, how to find enjoyable ways to stay active and healthy. We'll tackle common problems like lack of motivation and delve into the incredible benefits of staying active, from boosting mood to enhancing social connection. On this channel, of course, we discuss things relating to women, relationships, and topics, but it's also a focus on understanding what is the pain point, what is preventing you from getting from where you are to where you want to be, and how do you apply the reframes that you learn by watching videos on this channel about topics that relate to us as women. How do you reframe those pain points so you actually attain whatever it is that you're choosing to move through in your life and actually attain? So when it comes to fitness fun, that is a reframe, because I don't know about you, I'm not particularly loving exercising in any way whatsoever. What I can tell you is that I love to cook. I love to cook for my family, I love to cook for my friends, and I am very good at it. So I love to eat. And you know, when you cook and you eat, there's a tendency to gain weight if I'm not aware of what I'm putting in my mouth and making sure that I'm moving. So one of the things that I learned when it came to addressing my fear point around exercise was not so much that, oh, I have to exercise because I got to lose the weight because over the last 2 months we've been indulging a little too much. Ugh, dreading the aspect of doing clean eating, lots of fruits and vegetables, and eating, salmon and fish and chicken and just keeping it clean with nothing naughty to eat. I have focused on something that I'm going to share with you, and it's called reframing the pain point. Instead of focusing on, this is not good, I really don't enjoy it, which is going to lead you into lack of motivation. And when you're not motivated to do something, you're not going to attain the goal because it's not sustainable. So instead, what I focus on, and I share this with you on this channel, is reframing the pain point. Instead of focusing on lack of motivation, which is the symptom of not being really interested, I find 3 things that consistently will allow me to, when I go, I don't want to, I go, but I get this. So when it comes to fitness fun and how to find enjoyable ways to stay active and healthy, these are the 3 suggestions I have for you on how to reframe that lack of motivation and enthusiasm and look at it like this. The first one is it boosts mood and energy. The second one is that it improves overall health. And the third one is encourages social interactions. So instead of lack of motivation, when I started walking 7 kilometers 5 days a week, and I also have like this little routine that I do by myself. It takes 15 minutes where it's squats, it's push-ups, it's sit-ups, and it's lunges. Lunges. Oh my goodness, lunges. So what I focus on instead of lunges is that I think to myself, Monday through Friday, when I get up at 6 and I light my incense and my candles, and I take 15 minutes to say my morning prayers and meditate, it kind of sets the tone in my mind. And I'm like in this great mood. And then I go outside at 6 a.m. and I walk 7 kilometers. Now, I know 7 kilometers, oh my God, I didn't start there. But I did increase over every 3 weeks or so because I was sore and it hurts. And realistically, if I focused on the pain point, which is who wants to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning? And do I really want to walk Monday through Friday? Yes, because what I found after the first month of getting over the soreness and the of going out there is that I felt so much better. My mind was clear. I had so much more energy to do all the things that make my life work as marvelously as it does. So by you going out there and reframing that pain point and looking at what are the 3 things that you can focus on when it comes to fitness fun. For me, it was the meditating, the lighting the incense, and the lighting my candles and giving myself those 15 minutes to just kind of bring it together and set my intention for the day. But what I gained was walking those 7 kilometers at 6 o'clock in the morning when it is a little dark here in Sweden now in the fall season. And there are no cars and it's so quiet. And it's just something that really improved my mood of the day. It improved the mood for my life and I got so much more energy. The second thing that I gained, and I trust that you will gain from this too, is improved overall health. By doing that little 10-minute exercise, and it came from this. It's the pain point for me was that my mom is beautiful and 80 and is still working and she's a firecracker and she's dynamic and amazing. But I noticed she was having a difficult time when it came to going up and down the stairs. In her 2-story home, she no longer goes upstairs because it's really difficult for her to climb the stairs. So then I thought to myself, Mom, you need to go get a physical therapist and you need to go to the gym and get a personal trainer, which she did. And she's come out on the other side and she's doing so much better. But I started realizing for myself in my 50s, if I don't change what I'm doing now, I will go down that same role of not having the strength to be able to go up and down the stairs because I live in a 5-story apartment and I can tell you, I walk those stairs. So that's why instead of looking at it as lack of motivation, I thought to myself, I want to, in my 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and moving forward, if I have the blessing to have those days, is I want to be able to move and be comfortable in my body. As you do, to be able to have that flexibility, to be able to have the motion, to be able to have the movement. And that improves your overall health. Because being able to sit down in a couch and be able to get up without putting your hands down and going to move yourself up is something that I really focused on. I'm curious, do you have any thoughts or have you found that experience in yourself when you watch your parent or when you see yourself? If you have a difficult time getting up out of a chair or out of a couch and you need assistance other than your legs, this is a great way to be able to improve your overall health, which is instead of looking at lunges and squats as a bane of my existence, what I did is go, I noticed that now that I do these 20 squats, that slowly moved up to 50 squats, and my lunges, and my sit-ups, and being able to do push-ups, is that the overall core strength of a body allows you to move and be flexible and be able to almost run up the stairs, which was something that I was not able to do before. And through being able to reframe the focus of finding fitness fun, that I was able to improve the overall health of my body. And I trust that you will share with me and all of us in our community, what are some of the things that you do in order to improve your overall health and improve your lifestyle? The third thing that I suggest for you is it encourages social interaction. Now I'll share a story. It's something that I did in the US and it's something that they actually have here in Sweden as well. Is that in the US, my next door neighbor Danielle, who I love so very much, we would do these things several times a month where we would come together as a group, a couple of women in the neighborhood, and we would walk this 5 mile trek. And the 5 mile trek, we were outside having support as women, talking and supporting one another and crying sometimes with one another. But we laughed so much every time we went on these walks. And it was a 5 mile trek. So we would walk out 2.5 miles and return 2.5 miles. And it took us a little over an hour. And you didn't even know you were walking it because we were laughing and talking and being supportive of one another, as we women so much need to have that space to be able to share things and be able to just give counsel to one another and be able to improve our quality of life just by encouraging the social interaction of taking a walk together. And it's something that I do here in Sweden as well. I take Pilates several days a week, and it's so good to meet my friends and take Pilates classes every single week because they're kind of like built-in accountability partners. There's always a text in the morning saying, okay, we have our 8 o'clock class. What time are you arriving? Is anybody bringing snacks? And are we going to do anything after? Or plan something for later on in the week where we actually have the social interaction. The same thing you can do by joining a group of whatever your preference is for exercise, or an exercise that you want to learn how to do. It could be going to a Zumba class. It could be joining a hiking club. It could be walking. It could be a runner's group. Anything that allows you to have an accountability partner or a buddy in doing whatever exercise you want to get better at with yourself. Because as we know, when you exercise, it kicks off these endorphins in your brain that makes you feel so good in your person and in your life. Also, it helps you have an unbelievable fitness level for yourself, not for anybody else, because not all of us can be size 2 and supermodels, but it is important to be able to move and to be able to glide with grace and feel comfortable in your body and being physically fit, where you can sit down and you can get back up without going, because that's never good for anyone. And what I really loved about having an accountability buddy is that it goes back to the reframe of the pain point. And the pain point is lack of motivation. And sometimes when you start a new anything, you're not interested. And it's fair, it makes sense. But a reframe to lack of motivation is having somebody that you know that is waiting for you and counting on you to take the Zumba class or the Pilates class or the running group or the hiking group, that you know they're there waiting for you. And that kind of helps you build up that little strength within yourself that you don't really have it, but you have a person there that's waiting for you. And these 3 reframes, instead of looking at the pain point of lack of motivation, the reframe of it is that you get to boost your mood and improve your energy. You also get to improve your overall health, and it encourages social interaction. It gets you out of your everyday moments and encourages you to have those interactions that are based on something physical. Because studies show that having exercise, even if it's a 45-minute walk every single day, helps people reduce anxiety and eliminate depression when it's something that relates to that bent up energy and you can't think. Not if it's something relating to a chemical imbalance. Just our everyday life of coming home from work and coming in and eating and sitting in front of the boob tube, which we need sometimes. But being able to come home and change and go out and meet your friends and go for a 5 or 7 kilometer walk around the neighborhood and come back and take a shower and eat dinner, doing it with your spouse and your kids encourages good routines for health and wellness, and really empowers the dynamic of not only you as your own individual woman living this magnificent life, but also as women we always improve ourselves and we improve the world around us. I trust that understanding how to find fitness fun and to find enjoyable ways to stay active and healthy, that this topic has helped you in some way. Write down in the comments how applying reframes into your pain points has improved how you look at things in your life and help you to address those challenges and allow you to attain the goals of getting from where you are to where you want to be. Thank you. I post a new video every Thursday. Feminine Spaces, Women, Relationships, and Lifestyle. I'll see you in the next video.